Alright, so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use this normal curve calculator so that we can do problems like this on the left. Uh-oh, I skipped too many pages. There we go. So we're going to try this one first. It's on page 11 of 17.2. So, how do we get to the normal curve calculator? I do have links embedded in our course. So if I went to week 11, and clicked on the normal curve calculator, it would open up in the page that I want. If you don't have access to Blackboard or you're not logged into Blackboard, then another way to get to it, or if you're just like on an empty browser page, is to type in normal curve calculator on or inside Google, hit search, and it should be the first one that comes up. It's davidmlane.com and it's Hyperstats ZTable. So if you click on this, here's our normal curve calculator. Alright, so to do the problem here to the left, we need to put in two pieces of information. It's the mean and the standard deviation. In the problem it says that the GPAs of the students at San Antonio College are normally distributed with a mean of 3.0 and a standard deviation of 0.3 or 0.3. So let's type those numbers in. So that's 3, and in the second box, that's 0.3. Alright, and because of the settings below, it automatically shaded a lot of this in. But we're going to work on the problems here to see what part needs to be shaded. Alright, so the first question, part B, says, what is the probability that a random student at this college has a GPA greater than 3.3? Alright, so do you see the word greater than? That means I need to select above. And I have to change this number to 3.3 and press enter. And when I do that, if I scroll down just a little bit, right here in this yellow box, here is your probability. So it's about 16%. Alright, let's try another one. Second question. What is the probability that the student has a GPA between 2.1 and 2.7? Notice it says between. So I have to select this radio button by clicking there. And I selected the between. And I have to change the two numbers. So it's 2.1 and 2.7. And if I press enter, right at the end here of 2.7, it shows me that area. So from 2.1, and it's not shaded over here. It's very hard to see that there's just a smidge here that's not shaded. But from 2.1 to 2.7, it's shaded. So that probability is also about 16%, but just a little bit less. Remember the 4 decimal places on the other number weren't quite the same, but this still rounds up to about 16%. Alright, moving on, let's try the next one. What is the probability that a randomly selected student has a GPA less than 3.6? Alright, so we're doing this one. Less than 3.6. So if I come over here, I need below. Okay, remember this said less than, and I needed below. So if I put in 3.6 and hit enter, it shows me all the students that scored below 3.6. And that's about 98%. If I move the decimal place over twice and round, that's 98% of the students scored that high. Alright, the last question is asking something that's, well, unusual. They're looking to see, would it be unusual to encounter a student at this college with a GPA less than 2.52? Again, it's less than, so I want below. And I want to put in 2.52. And I hit enter. And you notice that the area, there's not a lot there, and the area is about 5.5%. We're actually right on the edge of what statisticians would consider unusual. Since we're not below 5%, we would say that it is not unusual since the probability is about 5.5%. Alright, so that's how you would do the problems B, C, D, and E for this question. If you wanted to label this figure, you could copy the numbers here from this side. So this would be a 3 for the mean, 3.3, 3.6, 3.9, and then likewise you would subtract and fill in those numbers. Alright, so I hope that helps with this first part of using this tool.